A lot of people ask me what brushes I use in Procreate. Well, I'm happy to tell you that in this video I will show you my brushes and how I use them in Procreate. So let's go make a painting! Yay! For this tutorial, we'll paint a piece of pie with some yummy fruit on top. And during the tutorial I will tell you what brushes I use and why I use them. Now to start off, we will pick a background color as a base for our painting. Here I have my set of brushes, all the brushes that I will use during this tutorial. We'll start by making a sketch. Let's use the line brush for that. And get some gray color. And we'll start sketching that piece of cake. Now this can be a bit messy, it doesn't need to be all too neat, just to get the basic shape of the cake. The cake is a bit like a brick. It's a brick shape. With some fruit here on top. Some blueberries. All these red berries. Let me see. I'm going to transform it a bit. It's a bit too skewed. I'll take this down a bit. There. Now I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Like that. Yeah, I think this will be a good base to start painting. Now I'm gonna name this sketch. And I'm going to duplicate it because I will save that sketch layer. Okay, now I'll make a new layer beneath the sketch layer and I will turn down the opacity of the sketch layer. And I will start painting on the new layer with the basic flow brush. And now it's time to pick a base color. Perhaps something like this. And I will start blocking in the color. Now this is just the base for the color. You don't have to pick the right color right away because we will adjust the colors later on. But we won't be turning blue into pink, so you have to get it kind of close, but not perfect. Okay, so now that I have my base colors down, I will turn down the opacity of the sketch layer down a bit more. Wait, I'm gonna duplicate these first. So that was the base color step. Okay, so now I will turn down the opacity of the sketch layer some more, and I will start making some shadows. Well, let me see. Let's use the multiply brush for this. Make it a bit small, and we'll start making some shadows. If you use the multiply brush, just pick a color from the subject where you want to add shadows and start painting shadow areas. Yeah, now let's turn off the sketch layer. I'll just turn it off, and we'll grab the overlay brush to add some color variation. I'll pick some purple and gently paint over the cake. Just experiment a bit with the colors you use. All right, now it's time to blend the colors a bit. And we'll also use the basic flow brush for this. And we'll start blending those edges a bit, mixing colors. So a bit like this. Now I will clean up the edges with an eraser. I will use the line eraser to make these edges more clean. So this is good for now. And now let's go start make some more detail. I will save this. So we did some blending. And we will continue and add some more detail. I will use the darken line brush. And it's like the multiply brush, but then it's more like the line brush, making clean lines, clean edges, so it's handy for details. So we'll start defining the shape some more. And focus on the dark spots. I feel the piece could use some more color now, so I'm grabbing the overlay brush again, and I'm gonna give some color to these berries here. And now let's add some light. First, I am going to use the soft light brush to work a bit on the light parts. Now I will go over to my lighten line, grab a light color, and get some highlight in there. So that was the step where we added some shadow and highlights. Here you can see the difference. So this is shadow and light. Oh. Let's add a shadow beneath the cake to make it look a bit more real. Let's use the multiply brush and dark color. And so now we are on a layer beneath the layer with the cake on it. Use some pink. This sure makes it look more real. Some shadow beneath it. And now we will go and add those tiny little details and finish this painting. I will use the blender. This is the blender brush to blend a bit. And if your base so far is good, then this is all just about tweaking the painting, adding little details. You can go on for as long as you like. As you can see, you really don't need to paint a whole lot of detail to make a painting look believable. Because if you zoom out, this will look like a realistic piece of cake. But if you zoom in, you will see that it's quite messy. So this was the final step. Group these together. This was the detail phase. Though there isn't really that much detail painted, but it will seem like it. So let's check the steps again. We'll remove that. First, I did a sketch. I used the line brush, this one, to make the sketch. Then I painted the base color using the basic flow brush, this one. After I did the base color, I did some blending. I blended using the basic flow brush again. And then we started adding shadow and light. Now for adding shadow and light, I like using my multiply and darken line for shadows, for the dark parts. And I like the lighten line to add highlights. And the soft light and overlay brushes are used to add some color variation. And I use both the blender brush and the basic flow brush for blending. The blender brush gives a little bit more texture. Then I added a drop shadow and started painting some details. When painting details, I switch between brushes a lot, using the darken line, lighten line, and also normal lines, blending in between. So yeah, that's how I use my brushes. If you want to use them yourself, you can download them. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of this tutorial. If you would like me to make more tutorials with my brushes to show you how I use them, it will be great to hear from you. But yeah, this is the painting. So now you know what brushes I use in Procreate. If you want to use them yourself, there's a link in the description down below. If you liked the video, give a thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe. And if you really don't want to miss a thing, hit that bell notification button. See you next time.